Great day to be a volunteer and wear the orange. I had an opportunity to practice with our guys today. Got some really good work, in particular for our young guys. But the story of the day, obviously, is signing day. Love the group that we've signed up until this point. Great competitive makeup, tough, smart, competitive individuals. Guys that fit the culture of caring about the guy next to them. A lot of leadership traits. Guys that are still playing right now as they're chasing state championships. But the athleticism and the makeup of the individuals, couldn't be more excited about what we're bringing into this program. I want to thank the families that have entrusted their young men to us, and we get a chance to be a part of their journeys and help them go chase their goals and dreams. And I also want to thank our entire staff. You look at our scouting, personnel departments, our on-campus department, and then obviously our coaching staff did a tremendous job of finding guys that fit the traits that we want athletically, but also finding the right makeup of the individuals that we're bringing in as we continue to grow this program. So it's a great day, one where we're continuing to take steps forward, and obviously excited about everything that's going on inside of our program right now. I'll open it up to questions.
Start in the back with Rick and then go to Austin.
Jeez, Hobbs, what is wrong with you all?
Hey, Coach. Good morning. What really stands out to you about this class and the needs that you had hoped to fill?
Yeah, when you're talking about recruiting high school players, you're looking at the immediate, as they come onto campus for the following fall, but you're also looking long term. And so, size, length, speed, athleticism, we have to continue to grow in that area. But also, I mentioned it earlier, just the makeup, the competitive makeup of who they are and how hard they're willing to work, what they're willing to sacrifice, leadership traits, but those traits to grow inside of this game. And you want all the physical attributes, but it's the mental makeup, the passion and purpose that they have within them that dictates their climb at this level. And the longer we've been here, I just feel like we continue to recruit to the culture of our program and guys that fit in within the competitive makeup of it, and couldn't be more excited about the group we have coming in.
I'm going to have a few. So, Tim Merritt, can you talk about him as a player and then what you all have done at linebacker and at tight end?
Yeah, really excited about Tim. He's somebody that we've been recruiting for a long time. I go back to last January, just having an opportunity to meet his family, hear his story. The player itself, you can see really quickly on video. Great athleticism, extremely fluid. Played quarterback this year for him at times, and a dynamic playmaker. Tough, competitive makeup, man. Like when you talk with him, you can feel his competitive mindset and his passion for becoming what he's capable of really quickly. And our staff did a great job of just continuing to develop a relationship with him, pour into him. Family's got great trust in us, and obviously really excited about getting him. Next question, sorry. Yeah, just continuing to add athleticism on the second level of our defense, guys that have the ability to play in space, that have length, have the ability to play with power, come out of their hips. They're smart, they're competitive. Really excited about what we've done there. Coach Inge and our linebacker staff did a great job. At tight end, again, as we've been here, the athleticism, length, the explosive movement, the ability to play in space, but also do things within the structure of our core, in particular in the run game. Couldn't be more excited about the two guys that we're bringing in. They're both highly competitive guys that come from really good programs that we're going to need to make an impact quickly inside of our program.
Josh, with George, I think he had a different head coach all 4 years of high school, had to learn 4 different offenses or something along those lines. Just what'd you take away from that, watching George go through that process, and maybe what were your conversations like with him, your advice going through that process as well?
Yeah, George's got a great ceiling and a great future in front of him. Extremely athletic, young guy, and you see that on the football field. His ability to improvise, extend plays, make plays outside of the pocket. Got a chance to see him play basketball multiple times. Extremely fluid, natural on the basketball court, and for him through his journey in high school. It's tough when you're playing in a different offense every year, but the positives that we talked about that with him is that, man, you've been exposed to so much football, and it's forced you to grow while you're in high school. I think that only helps him as he comes to us at this level with the diversity of what he's had the opportunity to play in, and I think that helps expedite his transition into college football.
Coach, flips in recruiting have always happened. They happen around the country today. But when you look at the calendar and the way everything is done, how hard is it to assemble a class and get a class to the finish line in this day and age with everything that's out there?
It's always been difficult, right? There's no time period in recruiting because of how competitive it's always been the nature of it, that it's not difficult to get it to the finish line. Signing day to me is always about who you get and do they fit the profile of what you want at those positions, but do they fit the competitive makeup that you got to have inside of your program and fit the culture of the program. And, we're really excited about the guys that we've gotten. Some of those guys have been with us for a long time, some of them more recent, but guys that we've been in communication with for a long time and got great relationships with. Really excited about it.
Coach, this league is incredibly competitive on Saturdays, and
it is on this Wednesday.
Does that fuel the recruiting as well? Can you just kind of put into perspective how brutal it is to recruit in
Most
this league?
competitive league in America in all facets of what go on in college football. It ultimately shows up on Saturdays when we're competing against each other, but it starts with the recruiting process, and so highly competitive.
Josh, this is a signing period, obviously not a signing day. So the rest of tonight, 2 more days, do you guys just sit and wait? Do you continue to recruit? What's the rest of this day and the next 2 days like adding to?
We've had a great start to the day. We got to continue to go finish it as well.
Nick Moore has requested donations, Christmas donations at his signing day today. What does that say about his character and how excited you are to bring someone like that into your program?
It shows that he's full of character. But Nick is a great young man that's got a great future on the field, but got a real focus on who he wants to become as a man, too, and excited to have him and his family a part of this football family.
Darrell Sims and William Inge, what did you see from them on the trail in their first year on the job?
Yeah, similar to what I saw when they first got here on campus, the ability to communicate, relate to young people, develop relationships with them. That's where recruiting starts. Kids get a pretty quick feel, usually if you care about the person and the player, if it's just the player. And those guys pour into our young guys. That's why they've built their rooms extremely close in a short amount of time, and that's transcended onto the recruiting trail too. Those guys are high level.
DeJuan Morris just seems like a kid that's tailor-made for your offense.
Yep.
When you started watching him and kind of seeing how he makes plays and they use him in different ways,
Yep.
does that kind of excite you to kind of see what he can do here? And then your overall thoughts on the CFP?
Man, you give me these double questions. I'm going to come back to you on the second one again. All right. DeJuan, somebody that we've had our eye on for a long time, and just getting an opportunity as this season continued to go on to to be able to communicate with their family, his family more, just building a relationship. They had a great official visit here a few weeks ago, and he's a dynamic playmaker. You see that with the ball in his hands out on the perimeter, return, playing the running back position, unique skill set, extremely athletic, great short area quickness. In some ways kind of reminds you of a young D-Samp, just his ability to do so much. And we couldn't be more excited to get him here. Okay, that was the second part. Thank you. CFP, what part? Where were we ranked last night? I was not watching. Okay. Listen, we control what we control, right? We don't have a game before the final rankings come out. There's a lot of football to be played yet. But if you're not of the mindset going into this thing, anyone, anywhere, anytime, then you're just there to have a cup of coffee anyway. So this is a highly competitive group. We'll play where we play. We'll play who we play, and let's go put the ball down.
A little bit more on Morris and more just your ability to recruit in Tennessee and how you feel that you have been able to recruit better within the state in your 4 years here, and then how important it was to get a guy like Nick in the offensive line room.
I kind of missed the first part of the question. It was just about the state recruiting. Yeah, when we first got here, I said that developing relationships inside of the state, that's high school coaches, it's everybody that has their feet on the ground, was going to be a real priority for us, and our staff has done that. And we've tried to do a great job of evaluating the guys within the state. Doesn't mean we take every one of them, doesn't mean we get every one of them, but we're going to recruit it the right way, and that means time and energy and communication. And our staff, from the time that we've been here, has invested that way. The product of who we are on game day, the success of the program, the success of our players, what they're doing off the field, how they're being prepared for life, and growing as men while they're here, I think speaks volumes. And, inside of this state for sure, but in this region, I think everybody can see the trajectory of what this program is and the connection and the true culture that we have within it. And that makes recruiting a whole lot easier within this border. Yeah, smart, tough, competitive, got position flexibility. I already said it, smart, man. He's extremely bright. And, for a young guy, he's got a lot of strength on his frame already. Really excited to get him here, and he'll be here in a couple weeks and start progressing and get to work.
Josh, you guys obviously built up something pretty good on the defensive line. What do you like about some of the guys you brought in today with Marion, Ethan, and the other guys you brought in?
Yeah, I think we're at 5 guys on the defensive line, at this point. And I just think you got great length and athleticism on the edges. You got explosive power on the edges, but you have it on the interior as well. Our defensive line plays vertical. The success that we've had in the development of our defensive line, the guys that have been here, is a huge part of the success that we've had on the recruiting trail with these guys. Our defensive line staff, starting with Coach G and through Coach Chop and everybody that's in there, just do a great job. And these guys fit the traits that we want to be able to cause havoc at the point of attack, and really excited about these guys.
Wanted to ask you one injury update question while we had you. Do you anticipate Squirrel being available to play in a potential playoff game?
You guys can look forward to the injury report here on, when is it, next Wednesday or something like that? Yeah, we got some time here, but feel like we're going to have everybody getting ready to roll here. Okay. All right, thank you guys. Have a great day.